Hey, there we go. We did it again. It was funny watching that because everyone sort of nodding along to the theme song there. So I know it's still got some balls to it. How are we all going tonight, people? We're here for another episode of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
Tim.
Brendan.
I'm Dave.
Here we go again. Another live stream, like I was saying before. Thank you all for joining us and tuning in wherever you are. If you feel so kind, then give us a share. Help us spread the word about this sort of stuff. But otherwise, just tune in, have some fun, and give us your thoughts as we go along in the comments. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the latest releases from Powerwolf and the band called Heaven and Earth as a local band making their debut album with Shotgun Mistress. No gig guide tonight due to lockdown. It's a bit too hard to predict these sorts of things this week, but we'll have a hot topic in a few minutes about our own personal top 10 Steel Panther songs for an obvious reason why. And all the usual stupidity that we get up to as well. So get in the comments, do all this stuff, have fun with us, share this around, all the usual things. And if you're tuning in now or later on, then in the post or description, hit up our links, like, follow, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And check out our fantastic sponsors as well. A big thank you to Squid Shrimping, Alt Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Find them, give them a follow, like I was saying. And if you want to help us out yourself, then check out our Patreon page. Everything you need is in the description or the post, wherever you're tuning into this one. Video, audio, live, later, whatever it is. It's got your way to do things. This is what we're doing tonight. So that's what we're in for. Time to have some fun. So before we get into it all, how are we all going? Tim, how's the weekend been for you?
Yeah, pretty good, actually. Slept in. Cool. It was great. Played Xbox all day. This is a lockdown thing I could get used to.
Yeah. We can all enjoy. Cool. What about you, Brendan?
Had a really good lockdown weekend. Actually, we decided to use it to its fullest, and so there were a couple of shows that I hadn't caught up on. So we binged season 1 of Loki and season 2 of The Mandalorian. So got through both of those, which is good because I was a bit late on those. So that was time well spent. I enjoyed that.
I still haven't watched either of those.
Yeah, well, that's what you use lockdown for. I've never got time for this shit. So like, fuck it. If I'm going to be locked inside, I'm going to catch up on something. So yeah, it was good, and they were both great, by the way. No spoilers, but they're both fantastic. I enjoyed them both.
Nice, all good. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, it's gone too bloody quick. I really can't remember much of yesterday. Just got some shopping done, played some Nintendo Switch with the kids, Smash Brothers, and got beaten up. It's cool. Then watched some movies last night. Watched Maniac Cop and The Burning. So my mind's full of blood and booze, which is great. And got vaccinated today. And my arm hasn't dropped off. I haven't connected to the internet or glow in the dark. So far so good. Can't complain.
That's good.
Told you. There you ABC Radio, Jazz FM.
I'm going to steal that little bit and just put that as another second for you on the socials there. There.
I'm here for the highlight reel.
You are definitely one of the highlight reel moments for us. It's been quiet this weekend here. We haven't done a lot. I watched Collingwood get their ass handed to my Carlton. That thing. Beyond that, didn't do a lot yesterday. It was because we streamed on Friday night, and there's been a bit of a week leading up to it because we're all been a yo-yo sort of period of time. It's I just went, fuck it, I'm going to chill on Saturday and didn't do a whole lot of anything. Today I've been more productive, doing what I normally do, and it's about it. Nothing really to talk about. Just, we have only a few days between streams. Nothing really to add to the whole thing at this point in time, but we've already got some comments coming in, so I'll get to those in just a moment. But yeah, all good. Just going through the motions as we do with Lockdown 5.0 as we do. In the comments, Jeff, our good friend Jeff on YouTube's jumped in as my lad, so thank you for jumping in yet again. Good to have you here. I still haven't checked out that album yet. We'll get to it. I promise we will get to it. We haven't gotten to it today, though. Sally, good friend on Facebook. Hey, guys. Thank you for jumping in again. David Lee Daniel, we know why he's here. Party time, logically.
You might want to tune out, Dave. You might want to tune
out. Thank you for tuning in there, mate. Michael Gow, another regular. Thank you for jumping in as well. Good to see you here as well. Right after midnight, I've jumped in. Brendan, they love the pussy melter tea, so that's something for you there. That's fitting for tonight as we go through it.
See the pedals. Oh, where's it there? Look, the pedals there too. Look, there it is. The bright pink one.
Hang on. Let's do this better. Point it out again.
Yeah, there. That's the one.
Tickle that pussy, Brendan.
So there you go. We have that one. Referring to the comments, Angelo went, hello, guys, and go Blues. Well, at least one of us is happy tonight. So there you go. Thanks for jumping in. Well done to your lot. Bad luck to our lot. Yeah, Tim's happy. And our good friend Helen has jumped in as well. Evening, chaps. Hope all is well. Hey, Brendo, caught up with Tash at Cherry post your gig recently, likened her to Bette Midler, and she almost fainted with delight. So there we go.
Yeah, sure you were talking to Tash while the rest of us were fucking loading up the gear.
Yeah, that's usually how it works, isn't it?
Tash actually helped me load out my gear that night. So,
really?
Wow. Yeah. So
shit didn't help me.
We're going to start an internal band war with Ethan Orange on the live
yeah,
stream.
you load. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can get done when you carry a lighter with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I remember that.
Right. That's what you do. It's on the way out. Yeah, well, another one here is Angelo's already given it Jimmy, so yeah, Jimmy will be disappointed today as well with us being Collingwood supporters. So, well, it's all fun and games on social media, so enjoy it while you can. Well deserved. Well, you played a lot better than us, especially in the last quarter. So there you go. All the preamble, I guess, is over. No, let's get into a hot topic because this one's inspired by the news that dropped very late last night or early this morning, depending on what you're doing. And that is that Lexi Fox has departed Steel Panther, which we all knew about in the chat this morning and whatever else. I mean, it's a bit of a... Is it a surprise or not a surprise? Because he did miss a tour previously, so I'm not sure what to make of it.
Still a bit of a
It's going to
surprise.
sex rehab. What was that?
I wasn't expecting it. I knew he missed the tour, but yeah, just not the type of band that you think somebody would drop out, and you can't really get an easy replacement.
Yeah, none of them are young though either. So
Yeah,
if he does have something else to do with his life and it's time to move on, it couldn't be easy saying like because they're a pretty busy band road wise.
Yes.
You know, like outside of COVID, they knew they were on borrowed time, so they were very.
Who knows? Could also be a case of the gimmick gets a bit tiring after a while as well, and you don't know. You don't know what like they've been out of a band. Yeah, well, it's like 21 years or something. I think it is that he's been in the band for. So it's a fair old crack at it, and build it up from nothing. A founding member of what was to become Steel Panther in the end. So yeah, he's been at it for a while. So whatever he's doing with himself, all the best to him and everyone around him. But we're going to go through. We figured that the hot topic for tonight would be a bit of fun. And it's our own personal top 10 Steel Panther songs due to the departure of Lexi Fox. So I'll go first with Nick. Nick sent us through a little list, which I wanted to note here for the record. So Nick has gone Glory Hole, Heavy Metal Rules, Let Me Come In, Walk of Shame, Death to All Metal, Community Property, All I Want to Do Is Fuck Myself Tonight, Party All Day, Handicapped Slut, which is a deep cut off of a Japanese version of an album, and Sneaky Little Bitch. Those are the ones that Nick sent to us. Tim, what did you... you wanted to say one thing about this. That was about it.
I don't really have a top 10 Steel Panther songs. I don't think I've heard 10 Steel Panther songs.
Yep. You've been hanging out with me long enough, you must have by accident.
No, I actually have seen him at a festival.
Yeah.
Wow. There was nobody else playing. And it was just kind of like, okay, cool. And then I left.
All right.
Talk it up, Tim.
It's incredibly difficult to talk up without pissing off the entire audience.
So what's the key?
There's plenty to say. You just can't say it without pissing everybody off.
Well, yeah, that's always the case. All right, so between Dave and Brendan, they had a bit more, I guess, effort put into theirs or a little more trouble choosing their 10. So, Dave, let's go to you first. What did you end up settling on in the end?
Okay, this was bloody hard. I have 5 honorable mentions, so I'm getting through them first. You're beautiful when you don't talk. If I was the king, Let Me Come In, Party All Day, and Gangbang at the Old Folks Home, which I'm still torn about whether or not I want a video clip for. My top 10 list from 10
Pretty
to
sure
1.
I've seen video clip for it.
That probably wasn't a video clip for the song. It might have been just something down. Anyway, number 10, Gold Digging Whore. Fantastic song I once listened to while driving to a wedding, which was ironic because it didn't work. Number 9, It Won't Suck Itself. Number 8, Asian Hooker. 7, Pussy Whip. 6, Community Property. 5, Fat Girl, which we used to listen to a lot at Big W. And we used to go, whoa, whoa, whenever we were out on the shop floor in case there was somebody you had to move away, give a bit of girth to. It was kind of like a signal. Number 4, Turn Out the Lights. 3, Glory Hole. 2, Tomorrow Night. Fantastic song. And, of course, number 1, Deaf to All But Metal.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very handy list there with some good stories to go along with it. Brendan, how does yours compare?
It's completely different, not completely different, but yeah, there's a couple up the top that he didn't have in at all, which is a bit odd. So at number 10, I had Death to All But Metal. 9, Gangbang of the Old Folks Home.
Yeah.
8 was my deep cut, which was Redheaded Stepchild, which is a bonus track on one of the albums that has grown on me over the journey. I fucking love that song. 7, of course, It Won't Suck Itself. It's a masterpiece. 6, Glory
And with the
Hole.
Jack Kruger guest spot on it, eh?
Yeah, no, it's the best thing. It's the best thing he's ever done. Yeah. So having Corey Taylor on just Velvet Metal. I love Corey, but that's still the best thing he's ever done. 5 was Let Me Come In. 4, Asian Hooker. 3, Community Property. Number 2, That's What Girls Are For. And number 1 for me is 17 Girls in a Row.
Yeah, that riff. Yeah.
That is a good song.
That riff is so fucking good, isn't it? I haven't got him in a 10 to 1 kind of an order. I just chose 10 songs. If you want to go for extras, like the honorable mentions kind of things, there was The Shocker, It Won't Suck Itself, 10 Strikes, You're Out. Yeah. The Burden of Being Wonderful, and Fuck Everybody as well. I think that would be what I would go for. That, or If I Was King. Those would be the ones there. But for my actual ones, I just went through what I thought. This is more of a chronological thing than a 10 to 1 thing. Death to All Metal. I can't go past that song. I think it's fucking fantastic. That would probably be my number 1 anyway. But then Community Property. I think that's one that's a well worn in favorite for everyone out there. Turn Out the Lights. I love the lyrics in that one. That is just the beat you with an ugly stick. That's just fucking love it. What was that?
The rubber hose line of one. No.
Yeah.
After that, Tomorrow Night, because it always is a whole lot of fun live as well. It's one of those ones you put on when you're driving to the gig. 17 Girls in a Row has to make the cut. That riff is fucking amazing. I love that one. I also put in there for a different one, If You Really, Really Love Me. I love that song. It's fantastic. The acoustic version from live in Lexus Bum Garage, that was cool as well. Gold Digging Whore, how can you not chant along to that one? And also Gang Bang. Gang Bang at the Old Folks Home is a brilliant one too. But then a couple of different ones as well. That's when you came in, because while it's a semi-serious song, that was really different. But also I Am Buying What You're Selling, because I had a couple of different moments toward in the last couple of albums. So I Am Buying What You're Selling is one of those ones where, just to close it all out, just showing you there's a slightly different side to these guys. So that was what I settled on for my absolute top 10. So if you're watching tuning in now, later, whatever, then let us know your top ones in there as well. Top 10 tracks, or just your favourites in general for Steel Panther. We'll go to the audience comments now. Helen jumped in saying, Steel Panther on a bloody good campaign during lockdown with daily posts. Yeah, they are very good on the socials. Their cover of the Van Halen stuff was pretty cool as well. Yeah. So give credit to you for that. That was well done. Nudes has jumped in with a common comment here. Hi, guys. Dave Ellison might get the gig. Well, he would be a perfect fit at this point in time. Sally says, she thinks he's totally over it. Dog grooming is what he's doing. Okay, I didn't even know that about him, but all right, if that's what you think. Then...
I didn't know if it was a piss take or not, but apparently it's not.
Okay.
No, it might be actually serious.
Okay. Oh, well, good on him. I mean, fuck, he's probably already made enough bank. He doesn't need to worry about it anymore. So if that's his passion, then pursue it. Michael jumped in with a minute. Hey?
I hope it's serious.
Yeah, well, so do I now. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Michael jumped in saying, saw Steel Panther with Alter Bridge at the Old Palace Theatre before that night. I never heard of them. Came out a fan after that gig. Yeah, I think if you see these guys play live, you will, unless you're Tim, tend to walk out a fan afterwards as well. I think Tim's the only person I've known not to be impressed by the live show. However, he's not alone. Jeff jumped in to say Steel Panther was never a band I could get into. I'm with Tim. Haven't heard 10 songs to make a list. What I have heard just doesn't float my boat. So you're not alone, Tim. You've got some support there for you as well. And what the hell? Helen's jumped in. Song titles are stellar. Self-deprecating takes on new meaning, yet they can play. They can fucking perform. All the satire aside, write some kick-ass fucking songs. And Ben's jumped in with a random one here. So can Tim talk a little about the room he is in? So just as a random aside there, Tim, what's in your room?
Just in a spare room, just in the room of my house, where there's drums and shit. So there's electric drum kit there. Yeah, got a Michael Schumacher poster at the back there.
Cool. There we go.
Yeah,
so we're turning this.
Where I got all my, this is where I got all my drums and stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, we're moving. Let's do it.
Cool. Shit there and all that. Shit everywhere here.
Tim's happy place.
Well, there we go. This is as close as we're ever going to get to Cribs on the Hard Rock Show. So that's about as good as it gets here. David Lee Daniel has jumped in every drummer's room. I feel you. So there you go. You're getting some company in that one. Well,
it's an important room.
It is a very important room. Darren jumped in on Facebook to say the Facebook message release, he started his own side business, Sexy Lexi's Prettiest Pets, to bring in money for Botox during the lockdown. But something miraculous happened. He realized that his love for making pets pretty was greater than his love for being pretty himself. Lexi discovered a greater love, possibly the greatest love of all. Lexi has chosen to hang up his mirror and focus on his newfound passion, making ugly dogs pretty. So that's...
Again, I'm not sure if that's real or not, but it sounds cool.
I know. I hope it's real. That would be fucking the ultimate flex, wouldn't it? That'd be just leave Steel Panther to go and make ugly dogs look good. Why not? And Helen's gone, geez, I'd love to see you guys at the bar talking shit. Great TV. Well, we did that a whole lot of love for about a couple of years there, so you missed out, unfortunately. Maybe we'll do a one-off at some point in the future. I don't know when or how or what. No one knows anything at the moment with fucking COVID, but until that's sort of done, we don't know. We can do in the future. And Mary's jumped in. Awesome, cool. Mary, Steel Panther were fab at Soundwave in 2015. Our kids love them too. That's awesome. That's
that would have been when I saw it.
Okay. So one generation walked away impressed. Tim, not so much. But there we go. That's
I was waiting for Lamb God.
Yeah, no. Well, it's if you're looking for that, Steel Panther ain't going to hit that spot for you. I'll tell you that right now for nothing. So yeah, worlds and worlds and worlds apart, fucking universes apart. All right, we have anything else we wanted to add on the Steel Panther thing, or are we reckon we're pretty much done at that point?
No, we don't need to back over this again.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. What else? Jeff's gone random one here. I've got tickets to the upcoming Guns N' Roses tour in Melbourne in November. Given the state of the world and how poorly we have rolled out vaccinations, do you think it will happen? I have said personally amongst us for months now that it won't. I was surprised they even announced it when they did. What do you guys think? As a random question, will the Guns N' Roses tour happen?
No, sadly not.
No international tours this year. Forget about it.
It was never going to happen.
No.
Ever.
So I think you got a unanimous answer there, Jeff. I think you'll be looking to hold over your tickets to next time or get a refund. It won't be happening this year. I will be very, very surprised if it does, considering we just had the Delta variant spread at sporting events.
I'll be shocked if the My Chemical Romance tour next March happens.
Yeah. The way we're going now, we just
isn't questionable because they're going to have to try and keep numbers so. I don't know they're in an awkward position here because they've been done so well at keeping numbers low that they've got to get vaccinations high. But you look at what's happening in England now on the way to the Euros, and it's fucking gone berserk again because everyone was in pubs throwing drinks all over each other. So yeah, look, they're going to be in for a bit of strife. We're all in for a bit of strife. It's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, if it's the same thing as the US at the moment as well, because vaccination rates everywhere else are high, but they're not high enough for everybody to not get it.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's not
in order to, the only way out of it is you've got to do. It's got to be like every other vaccine, where you've got to get like 80 to 90% of the population to have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or, so
We'll see what happens.
So until we're at that, 90%, 95% range, then this is life. Everyone get jabbed.
Well, that, and also Scott Morrison has declared borders closed, so it's Fortress Australia until we get vaccination up, and then he's, fucked up with just rolling it out to begin with. So there's a whole big thing there beside all that, but yeah, I'd be very surprised if anything happens anytime soon. Someone's gone here. Nudes has jumped in. Good friend. Good to see you here. Thanks for jumping in. He's got 18 months before we get tours, he reckons. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's about where.
That's probably fair.
Yeah, I think at least 12.
No tours till at least late 2022. So a lot of people are saying that as well. Mary's saying she's keen for My Chemical Romance. I think, I am. I know that the rest of the panel aren't because no one else is a fan apart from myself. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon as well. And Darren said same for Kiss. Yeah, that won't be happening either.
Yeah. I don't think Kiss will be over here. I don't think it's going to happen.
No,
yeah, Kiss will be done. And Mary's also holding out for the second reschedule of Faith No More 2022. I think just wait until mid to late 2022 at least at the rate we're going at the moment. And Jeff's asked a random question. Andrew, what are you drinking? Looks like honey ale. It's a mix of beer and tequila and stuff. That's what it is. It's a homemade mix. I like tequila. I like beer and bit of stuff.
So,
you're
not working tomorrow.
No, I am. I've already had one bottle of stuff. I'm having another one now, but I'll work tomorrow. Yeah. Mate, you should. When I was in Europe, you'd actually order these tequila beers at the bars, like the Mexican bars.
Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
It's a dangerous.
The beer margaritas.
Yeah,
but we were watching one of the England games. So they're 5 a.m, coffees, and someone broke out the bloody Irish whiskey and, just a flask and make your coffee a little bit Irish. And Jesus, that becomes really tempting to do that every day.
Yeah. bit of an eye opener.
Yeah, it's sort of like
have your morning eye opener.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have your morning eye opener. You have your one with your morning tea. Have your beer with lunch.
Easy habit to slip into very, very quickly in that regard. So going backwards, Ben said, thanks, Tim, for giving him the tour of the room. There we go. And Sally is gone. I'm still waiting in Never Ending Hope, Metallica and Slipknot. Damn, that one stung. Yeah, that one hurt a lot of people. So here we go. And Darren's jumped in. Yeah, it was. Yeah. The last national band I saw was Reckless Love in March 2020. Dan, that's a long time ago. We should do a topic at some point about the last international band we saw, because that'd be interesting to go back in time on that one.
Yeah, well, for me, I remember quite clearly because I saw the Darkness like 2 days before lockdown.
That's right before.
Dave, I saw the Pixies probably the day before you saw the Darkness.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Mama's Reckless Love. That was a great gig.
Yep.
Well, slowly going bad, and then like a week later, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Pixies played 2 Melbourne shows, and then flew back to the US because I was supposed to do Brisbane after that, and then that was it.
Christ, I don't remember the last one I saw now. I don't remember the last international band I saw. Might have been a festival. I'm never out. No, fucking too much work to do. The news has gone. Alice was the last for him. Yeah, that's cool. And Helen's jumped in with a bit of a sneaky. Speaking with Atomic Riot Boys, no Kiss. So there we go. That's interesting as well. Simileth has jumped in again on YouTube. Awesome, cool. The last international band I saw was Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood tour. Let's come back a bit.
Jesus.
Yeah, let's come back a fair way. Jeff has jumped in. 3 in a row for me. First Metallica, then maybe Guns N' Roses. I turned lucky tours over the last couple of years. Yeah, that one. That's a shit run I like there. Iron Maiden's one we're looking forward to get rescheduled to. Sally said last one was Corrosion and Conformity at Max Watts. That would have been a cracker of a gig, actually.
Yeah.
Michael, I think it was Everclear and Unwritten Law at Hotter Than Hell at Mount Evelyn for my last international band I saw. Wow, we're starting to get back a bit now. Right after midnight, great gig that was beneath a rise. Okay, cool. A few there as well. Geez, David Lee Daniels jumped in to say Good Things Festival was the last one as well there, so we are going back in time now.
Yeah.
Mary said Necromantic, so there's a few there. So keep them coming.
That was Bendy
Right as well, so
Necromantic?
there's a few. Yeah, I think so. So there's a few. Yeah, people are going back. That'll be an interesting one to sort of dig into.
I think we
and
just
Matthew's
did.
also. Sorry.
I think we just did dig into it.
Topic. All right, so but Matthew Corder said thank you for playing Push It on the TV show last night. You're welcome. It was an absolute pleasure to do that one as well. Fun to track down live videos from Tool, though. They're hard to get. And Helen's jumped in. Brain dead. Too many gigs. Well, that's a nice one if you can do it. All right, let's get on to our first review of the night. I know Dave's got to leave us after this one, so we'll try not to keep him around for far too long. He's got to work tomorrow as well as the rest of us. In the comments, excuse me, or in the description, there is a link for a little band called Shotgun Mistress, who have had on the show before. We played their clips on TV. We've interviewed the band on the live stream, and their debut album is out now. So the clip we're referencing is Shotgun Mistress. The song is Bleed Me Out, and that's what you're looking for in the comments or in the description, or all the other stuff. You can just find it on your own whenever you want to. But that's your reference track for this one. But on to the first review for tonight. This is Shotgun Mistress with their self-titled album, 13 tracks for 55 minutes, the debut album from the Australian band out of Melbourne, released July 2021 via Crusader Records, the first band to sign to that label. Produced by the band, a handful of singles have so far been released, including Save Me From Myself and Bleed Me Out. This one is already doing well in the charts, so congratulations to the boys. And it's been highly anticipated for quite a while. So we've been hanging on, and now we finally got it. So let's get into it. So Tim, over to you first.
Yeah, this is a cracking album.
Yep.
That's to say. It's just it's very much, these guys have it. And what it is, I'm not sure, is they've got that little intangible X factor. That little spark that we all look for, we all wish we had, but we can't quite put our finger on it. But whatever it is, they've got it. Because these guys, it's not so much pick the highlight track on this one; it's pick the weak track on this one, because there is no, because they're all potential singles on here, and that's very difficult to do. Riffs are great, vocals are spectacular. I think everything is right where it should be. Nothing is overplayed, but nothing is underplayed either. They're just great, solid hard rock songs from start to finish. And I think if you like anything from 60s hard rock all the way through to modern, the more modern styles of hard rock, there's something here for you. It's not complicated. They've thrown influence from everywhere and then boiled it down into a little thing that gives them their own little distinctive sound. I think that's a wonderful thing to do. Full credit to this band. I wish them all the success to the world. And I first saw this band a couple of years ago, and I've seen them again recently, and they've grown exponentially. They started out great, they've gotten even better, and I'm looking forward to release 2 because I'm pretty sure it's going to be even better than this one. So I'll give it a 9 because I don't think there's really much of a weak point on here. Having said that, I'm pretty sure the next album is going to be better as well. No Friend of Mine, Natural Disaster, and Pretty Little Things are my highlights.
Nice. Cool. All right. Brendan, how'd you go with it?
Mate, I thought it was beast mode. I was so bloody impressed with it. Seen them live a couple of times, but man, they've put something together that's pretty bloody special as an album, I thought. Similar to what Tim was saying, it's hard to sort of slot it into a category. You wouldn't say it's not hair metal, it's not grunge, it's not the 80s thing. They haven't fallen the 90s thing, it's not the modern thing. They've actually got a bit of all of it in there. So it's a really outstanding thing that they've done because it's hard to categorize. They've kind of come up with their own bloody thing without ostracizing anyone either. I think if you like any of that stuff, there's something here to listen to. It's just bloody good rock and roll music at the end of the day. bung it in, crank it up loud, and go ape shit because it is fantastic, start to finish too. It's there's a lot going on. There's plenty to listen to. The vocals I thought really actually stood out for me. He's got kind of a Lane Staley feel, but not like it's not like he's falling into that sort of Lane stuff. As you guys know, I always find Lane a bit fucking depressing and whiny for me, but he doesn't fall into.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, he's got the sound.
He's got that tone to him, but he's got like a more of aggressive delivery.
Yeah.
Like his tone's the same, but his delivery's a bit more impactful.
Yeah, I think, and the songs are a bit more lively as well. So it's sort of they put me in a happier place. I think it was captured really well. I think the mix is amazing. The drums sounded great. Look, I loved it. Hard to fault. It will. At this stage, certainly in my top 10s for the year. But without doubt. So look, I'll give it 9.5, and I'm only taking half a point off because been giving Dave shit about not releasing it on vinyl straight away. That's the only reason. It's just to get up Dave, really.
What I will say is too, just quickly, it's kind of like when you look at like your early pictures of Guns N' Roses, where it's like you got these 5 dudes that kind of have their own separate personality.
Yeah.
And their own separate image and their own separate thing, but then you put them together and it somehow just works. These guys have that kind of a vibe going on.
Yeah.
Where each individual has their own thing happening and it's completely different to everybody else. When you put it together, it fits.
Yeah.
And it's really fantastically well done.
Agreed.
So you gave it a 9.5, Brendan. What were your standouts on it? Anything in particular jump out at you?
Yeah, Save Me From Myself was my personal favourite, but I love Bleed Me Out as well. It's just as a single. It's an obvious single, but it's a fucking good one too. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Nice. All right, Dave. Over to you. Had to make you wait a little bit because it's your own night.
I feel good. I saw these guys a few weeks ago at Brendan and Tim's big night for their album launch, and I knew the name of this band, but I knew nothing about them. And holy shit, that was a damn good gig. Fits perfectly into my taste and touches me right in my happy spot. I think everybody after that gig, whether they knew them or not, was like, holy shit, they were fucking great. With this, other guys have discussed the influences, but if you like any hard rock band from Guns N' Roses and Skid Row to Simon Cruz era Crash Diet, if you're into one of the more modern bands, reminding me a lot of the Savage Garden album. That's a fantastic album, and this, when I run out of stuff on that album, this is the backup. Well, not the backup. I think it's equally as good. Great hooks to the songs, choruses will just get stuck in your head. And there's some really interesting lyrics. And the singer, Glenn Patrick, really nails the performances. He's a hell of a frontman, too. I mean, he didn't stay on stage very long. I don't think he's right up in people's faces, running around, jumping off shit. Everything he needed to entertain. If you like cool guitar riffs, they have that rock and roll swagger and that attitude that you can't fake. If you don't have it, you can't force it. So if you like that, you'll certainly enjoy listening to this. Big ballsy guitar sound and drums fucking awesome on this. It's rock and roll, it's fun, but there's also room for some serious subject matter. Some of the lyrics are really, really thought-provoking and very clever. Album's pretty damn infectious. You can just listen to it over and over, just chuck on repeat. And I had it on Spotify when I had it on the list for the hard rock reviews, and I just chucked it on their page. And when it finished, a random song just came on, and it was Walk This Way from Aerosmith. Like, it didn't change the mood, didn't disrupt it or anything. So this fits alongside any classic rock band you might know. So if you like the classics, this is just going to carry the torch, man. Great band, great album. 9 out of 10. Standouts were Born and Raised, Bleed Me Out, Collide, Glorious Machine, Analyze, and May She Never Walk Alone. That's a very good song to finish the album.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Good close to that one. That was well put in there. Well, let's make it 4 for 4. I fucking loved it as well. So well done, boys. Hard to get all 4 of us to agree this much on an album, but you've done it. right off the bat, you got the energetic riffs that you're looking for from a band like this. It's got great groove and feel, catchy hooks. This is infectious and fun. That attitude, that swagger that's been mentioned, they've got that in spades on this. And you can feel it, like the fun, you can feel it in the songs, you can feel it in the record. They've got that vibe that lets you know that seeing them live is going to be one hell of a party. You just pick it up when you listen to the songs. It's funny how the Sunset Strip, like Guns N' Roses, have been mentioned here a bit, but if you miss a band like Velvet Revolver, I reckon these are the guys to take that mantle from that. They've done the similar sort of thing where, like what has been said, they take the old, different parts, different eras and go, okay, here's a melting pot, throw it all together. But also the individual personalities have definitely shone through, like Tim was saying. So it's very much, the chemistry of the individuals is clearly special and works so well in this format for these guys. But also, I did note here that if you like bands like Ragdoll, this is not like those two bands doing a gig together would be fucking fantastic for mine. What you've got, No Friend of Mine shows that sort of side of like the Ragdoll side of things, which I know traditionally goes well with our audience. You know, that combined with the Velvet Revolver kind of feel is what I really loved about it. You've got attitude, you've got grit, you've got melodic vocals. The riffs and the lead work really push this along nicely as well. I thought the lyrics were well crafted as well. I did note that too. Solid storytelling, some really nice solos in this one as well. And the production was just that right on the edge, just a touch hot, which really works for them. Driving that compressor really suits their sound nicely. And normally it's one of those things where if you push that little bit harder, it's going to irk them. They've just ridden it right on the edge, and it just makes it pop just right. It's really fine line to walk, and they nailed it. There are a few little tricks in here, like with panning, but nothing over the top. It's got a really nice organic sound to it, like the crunch that's from the. It just fit. I've got a note here that sits in the Goldilocks zone between the polish and the grit. It just sits just right in the middle of those two worlds, and just nailed it. You got to give it up to the rhythm section for mine. Tracks like Collide show off how much that really drives things on this record, and they've got that groove and danceability effect. I remember listening to the live Guns N' Roses album where Axl goes, "Come on, you can dance to this," and you can say the same thing to these songs as well. It's just as much attitude, but just as much swing and sway to it, which is cool. Performances are smoking across the board. The more you listen to this, the better it gets. It's like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. That's the note I put on this album here. Once you put it on, it's damn hard to turn away from. This thing flies by. There's only one real slow moment on this album, and that's the closing track, May She Never Walk Alone, and that was really well done. There was a subtle little touch in that one as well, and the little like the female touch with the sort of choral harmonies at the very end was really a beautiful way to close out the album as well. It's one hell of a modern rock record. This has everything you could look for and more. If you follow us, this is definitely one you got to check out. Follow us, definitely worth the wait. So well done to all involved. 9 out of 10 from me. I don't know why it's a 9, but it's fucking brilliant. No Friend of Mine, Save You From Myself, Make You Never Walk Alone, and Bleed Me Out. My standouts for sure. But yeah, as has been said, not a dud moment on this one at all. So please do get onto that one. All right, where are we going here? We've got some points. Let's get into it. So, Helen said that Shotgun have just brought a huge tour bus to refurbish. Good support workers, contact the Orange, fantastic rock pub, humble band, very nice. They are good people too. Michael jumped in to say the album is great. Loved it from start to finish. I'm thankful to them for featuring 2 photos of mine in featuring their album leaflet. So well done there too. David said, thank Brendan. I'll have a vinyl for you later in the year. So right after midnight said, epic band and great guys all around. Yep, very cool. Sumalith on YouTube is paying a compliment to everyone all around, saying each individual has their own thing happening and you put them together and it just fits. Tim could be speaking about the hard rock show there. So thank you for the very kind words there. We do greatly appreciate it. I don't know if we're going to have the same chemistry as a band like the Shotgun Mistress, though, but we are entertaining, if nothing else. Oh, yeah. David said, you're all bloody legends, boys and girls. Thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you for giving us a fucking great
if it was shit, we would have said so.
Yeah. I don't think we're backwards or shit.
We wouldn't have got
it. Yeah. Like, you gave us a good album.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well done there. Penny has jumped in. Awesome. Well done, Dave. Fantastic reviews. Thank you for jumping in for a comment. Don't recall seeing you commenting before, so very nice to have you among us as well. And Helen said, I met Dave at this gig. He was clearly a member of this band and line up on the night. So there you go, Dave. That's one.
That's true.
There. And going back a little bit back to the previous topic we were discussing, Jeff has jumped in to say, as bad luck as I've had, I'm betting I'm the only one you guys know who's seen Rush live twice. His collection and connection with the band Rush is impressive. So fucking hell, Dave. If you're worried about people saying something's no good, you just got a taste of it right there. So that's that one for everyone involved. Everyone thinks we're biased. We're not. Clearly, we say what we think, we say, and that's how it all pans out in the end. But
if you're not sure, hang around for the next couple of reviews.
Yeah, well, we'll see how we go with this one. But Dave, I think that's about where we say farewell to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I listened to the other two. I just didn't get a chance to write anything down. They were both pretty good, but I just kept listening to the Shotgun over and over. So I failed with the rest. Sorry.
That's easy to do.
Oh, good.
It is.
I'll see you guys next time.
Hang around.
Is there anything else?
I haven't written anything down either, mate. Come on.
What's that?
Hang around.
I
I didn't write anything down either.
I can relax and watch you guys on streaming. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
all right.
Cheers, guys.
All right, cool, man. Thank you.
Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye. Thanks for jumping in. All right. Cool. All righty. So what do we got here? So Jeff, on that note, has said poking Dave in the eye. So that's his response to Dave's comment on that one there. And David also jumped in to say, hope to see you at a show again soon. That's what we all hope for at this point in time. It sucks that this weekend has seen a lot of great shows get cancelled. So hopefully we get to see some better news in that one in the near future as well. So there we go as well. Next up is a little band that was referenced in our THRS lounge when we went through the weekly release section of what's going on. And this is Heaven and Earth, and the reference track is Drive. So that's our next review is Heaven and Earth. If you can't see it in the comments, it's in the description of the post, or if you can't find it there, just look for Heaven and Earth. The song is Drive. That's your reference track for the next album. So our next review is Heaven and Earth with 5, or if Jimmy was here, it'd be V. 12 tracks for 58 minutes. The fifth studio album the American band released July 2021 via Frontiers Records. Produced and mixed by bassist Lynn Sorensen. At least 3 singles have so far been released, including Never Dream of Dying and Drive. There is a new line for this album with Gianluca Petralia on vocals and George Barabbas on keys, joining Lynn Sorensen, Stuart Smith, and former AC/DC member Simon Wright on this one, making this a very international band, even though they're based out of the US. Let's go to Brendan first on this one.
Have you got any more history on this band? Like, who the hell are these guys?
There's not a lot of history on them. They're one of those ones that's been on Frontier for a while and got a few albums out.
Okay. So it's not like a super group of dudes?
No super group.
Yeah. Because it did very little for me. I don't know. It seemed to have no heart. If that's
I get what you mean.
I guess coming off the back of that last album, where we were saying there's 5 guys or whatever doing different things that come together and sound right. This sounds like a bunch of really good musicians have been put in a room and have just churned out something. It's not bad. We're sitting in a room, we were having a couple of beers and it was on. I wouldn't say, what the hell is this, turn it off. At the same time, I wouldn't go, what the hell is this? It just kind of plodded along for me. Just a real, it's probably one of the most beige things I've listened to this year. Just, really. And I had to give it a couple of listens. Like, am I being a dick or is this just beige?
No, you're not.
And no, it's beige. Okay, cook. I feel a little bit better because I didn't know if I was going to be on my own there. But look, it was okay. Like I said, not bad, not good. So I'll give it a 5 because I listened to it, and that's the thing. Never Dream of Dying and Drive, I thought were the standouts, but really it got a bit long and I was looking forward to getting to the next album. I kind of wanted it to be over, which is not a good sign.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it a struggle town kind of release. That's never a good thing. All right. Tim, how did you go with this one?
Yeah, a bit the same. I think, look, I don't know if the band will agree with me now, but 5 years' time, if I said, look, this is probably not your best release. Granted, I've never heard any other releases of this, but like, this is if I was to say, look, the songs on here were weak, and you probably tried to cover up for it by overplaying. Particularly, like, if it wasn't being oversung, there was just a lot of guitars and keyboards going on in the background, and I feel like that's being done to overcompensate the lack of a song.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
that could be it.
I think where this album falls apart is just from the songwriting to begin with. And look, the performances are fine, it sounds fine, the playing's fine, but the song's just not there, and everything else is just there done trying to compensate for the lack of a decent song. And I think I'm proven on that, because there are a couple of tracks where they just slip into a groove and a decent riff, and they don't overplay. Like, I think Flim Flam Man and One in a Million, and things like a couple of tracks. There's a couple of tracks in there as well, a couple of other tracks in there as well, where they don't overplay. But they're the songs where they've slipped into a groove and actually found a riff. Pretty much everything else is, again, they're just looking for something that's not there. And this is a swing and a miss for me. I'd give it a 4 because I would definitely not listen to it again. I probably wouldn't recommend it either.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know who I would recommend it to.
Well, yeah, I think if you're a diehard sort of Deep Purple fan, you might be into this. But it's nowhere near as good.
No. But if you're a diehard Deep Purple fan, what reason do you have to put this on over Machine Head?
No.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a reference point. The album, it's an interesting one in that, you're not the bad guy, either of you, in this one. I fully understand what's being said about it. It does fall very much into the category of just being classic rock. That's what they want to do. It's completely rooted there. You know, the sway, the groove, the melody, the keys, the riffs, all that sort of stuff. That's why I referenced Deep Purple as a crossover point. But yeah, as has been discussed, are you going to reach for this over any Deep Purple album? I would dare say no. Everything is well done. It's well performed. Production's good. There's a lot of attention to detail in it as well. I like the way that things pushed and pulled. So from sonic perspectives, it was really nicely captured and mixed. Everything served the songs. The trouble was that, as has been said, the songs just don't cut through. We listen to 300 or 400 albums a year between us all, and I'll forget this one next week. That's the trouble with it. There's nothing bad on this at all. It is all well done. Performances, I actually like the vocals. There's some cool solos on here. There were some slower songs that are a bit darker. Things like Poverty, they added some different flavors to this, but otherwise it does tend to sort of just move along and sort of go through the motions a bit. And that's not to say that they're going through the motions as a band. I just don't think, like, you compare this to Shotgun Mistress, and that X factor is not present for this one. This is all very different, but not anything that's going to really capture your heart. If you're a diehard connoisseur of this kind of music, of that classic, pure classic rock, then fine, cool. But I would, we had Styx earlier this year release what I thought was a stunning album. I'm going to be listening to that a long time before I listen to this one again. And that's all the criticisms are fair. I think it's all proficiently done. It just feels like it's a proficient album as opposed to it's going to get your attention. That's the thing. So if you like this sort of stuff, then it's cool. Check it out. It'll please you for the one listen, but if you get past one listen on this one, it'll be, well done to you, because it doesn't really hold you in for that long. I think the track that jumped out to me most on this one was Big Money Little Man. That one had some bite and attitude to it. That was the one song that sort of really went, okay, cool. They found a spark on that one. It's a bit nastier. I don't know. There was something about that one that had a bit more grunt to it. I enjoyed that one more. But, that one also opened up and brought the other elements of the band together. So you had the bass and everything sort of really came through a bit more on that song. There was a lot more individual aspects being put. That's when you felt like it was a band versus a bunch of songs being performed. That was for me what that song did for me. I don't know. It's one of those ones where it's not, nothing about it is bad, and that's what makes you feel really bad critiquing it, because it's nothing bad. But the thing is, when you hold it up against everything else you listen to in a year, I'm not going to. If I go through my collection of music and then year and go, okay, what did I listen to this year? I'll go, what was that again? That's the problem with it. It's not going to do enough to stay with you. So on execution, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. But beyond that, not a lot for it. I gave it my highlights were Big Money Little Man, Poverty, and Ship of Fools. So apologies to fans of the band. It's not, like we've all agreed, there's nothing bad about it. It's just not enough cut through, which is the problem for it as well. Unfortunately, like I said, with how much we listen to, it's just not got it. But anyway, let's go back to some comments on Shotgun Mistress, mostly, because that's what people are still talking about it. This is kind of fitting with the way things roll on tonight. On YouTube, the band themselves just come. Yeah. Penny, she was a female singer on Mayshare. Okay, so that was the one that commented. So she was the actual singer on that. So thank you for jumping in. I'm glad you enjoyed the comments there. Really appreciate the support. David also jumped in to say, great review from all of you, and thank you. I promise the next album is going to blow your socks clean off. Well, we are going to be waiting with that one. On to this album. Helen jumped in saying, I'm with Brendan, only listened to 2 or 3 tracks, and Bland says it all. So it's not just us, so no need to feel like the bad guy in this one. And I think Di is using your microwave again, Brendan, because apparently your stream was having some problems during that one as well. So that's one there. That's what happens, unfortunately.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. More from the band. No. Fair enough then. She doesn't tune into these ones live, does she? She watches later on, I'm assuming. No. Penny from the previous comment was the amazingly talented singer on May She Never Walk Alone, and also featured on Electric Mary's new track. Awesome. Cool. That's good to know there too. And a bit of love for you guys there. Big props to Ethan and Orange for allowing us to share the stage with you the other week. What a night it was. Cool. Back onto this album.
We'll do it again soon too.
Helen. Hey?
We'll be doing it again soon too, wink wink.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
say no more.
Very cool. Okay, you guys got to tell me once you get off the air then. You got to tell me at least.
Well, it's a bit hard to really spruik gigs really loudly when you don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately. Helen jumped in on the album saying there was no passion or conviction, not memorable. It's a sorry from her as well. Jeff jumped in to say very formulaic and a lot of very little, a lot of V factor, very little X factor. So there we go.
Nice.
That's not bad at all. Yeah.
Good.
That's a very good line. Well put, Jeff. Thanks for jumping in on that one as well. All right. I'm slowly adding graphics and videos and stuff to the way we do things here. I haven't got one for the main event yet, but it is coming. But this is this week's main event. So for some of you out there, you might be a fan or you might not be of a little band called Powerwolf out of Germany. They've released a new album. We're going to talk about that one in a moment. The reference track, though, is a song called Beast of Gevaudan, which is what you're looking for in this context. So whether you're tuning in now or later on, you can get it in the comments or get it in the post description. Otherwise, yeah, the song you're searching for is Powerwolf, Beast of Gevaudan. That's what we're going with as a reference track for you all to check out as we move on into our final review of the night. The main event of the evening is Powerwolf, Call of the Wild. 11 tracks, 41 minutes, which makes this the shortest album we'll review tonight. 8th studio album from Germany, released July 2021 via Napalm Records. Produced by Jens Bogren and Joost Vandenbroek at Fascination Street Studios. At least 2 singles have been released in Beast of Gevaudan, and Dancing with the Dead. Tim in particular, but I also enjoyed the last one, so we're keen to give this one a spin, although this one's reported to have a few different flavours mixed in this time around by comparison to what we were doing before. So, Tim, I know you liked the last one. We'll get to your thoughts in a minute. Brendan, let's go to you first on this.
Why me first? I'd go first on the last one. No, it's not.
Oh.
Okay, I'm happy to go first. No, I'll go first. I don't know anything of this band. So Powerwolf out of Germany sound exactly like I'd expect Powerwolf out of Germany to sound. If I could describe it, I would describe it as Powerwolf out of Germany. It's a very German sound. It's also very Powerwolf. To be honest, this kind of falls into that. It falls a bit into that pirate metal kind of vibe. Like it's not bad. It's not completely piss-takey, but it's not piss-takey enough to be satirical, and it's not serious enough to take it fucking seriously. Yeah. It's Powerwolf out of Germany. What the fuck can I say about this? I can imagine anyone that doesn't know this band knows, and they're going to listen to it, and they'll know exactly what I'm saying. This is the fucking scary thing. If you haven't listened to this, you'll go, "What? Brendan's just rabbiting on, saying the same 3 words over and over again." You'll listen to it, and go, I see. Yeah, look, it's okay. It's a bit of fun. I seriously doubt there is anyone in the world that has their walls covered with Powerwolf posters. But, there might be someone, and they're probably a cannibal. So if you get invited to their house, be very aware. Yeah, this is just frightening shit. It's good. It's well played, but it's piss-takey, and these guys are probably in their 50s right now, and they should fucking well know better. Blood for Blood, I thought was a pretty good track, but, it's okay. I'll give it a 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, here's what I will say is a Powerwolf poster would not be a bad thing because the covers are pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that is true.
Now, how I would describe how Powerwolf sound is imagine Sabaton, but instead of the wars, like mythical beasts.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually.
And instead of, the camo and that, probably, corpse paint and shit. Yeah. As mentioned before, big fan of Sacrament of Sin. This one is a little bit different, much more. It's funny that you mentioned pirate metal because this one's got a lot more of the folky influences on it. Tracks like Varkolak and Blood for Blood, definitely much more of a folk metal vibe. Even a bit more of that. Even a little bit of that sort of Amon Amarth rolling marching feel going on throughout a lot of it. That sort of separates. Yeah, exactly, and that definitely does separate this from a lot of other Powerwolf and a lot of other power metal releases. Whether or not you think that's a good thing is just going to depend down to taste. Like for me personally, I'd prefer the previous album to this one. Having said that, I think this is a pretty good album for, this kind of stuff. I thought the performances were great. I thought the vocals were fantastic. I still think that his vocal range, his pronunciation is fantastic. I thought the rhythm section is spectacular all over this. And again, if you don't mind that kind of rolling, marching, folky Amon Amarth kind of feel, then you're going to probably enjoy this quite a bit. Which, again, I quite like it. So, for me, if you heard the last album, if you are like Brendan and a grizzled old metalhead, I'd recommend the previous album because there is less bullshit on that one than there is on this one. Having said that, if you are a Dungeons and Dragons Dio fan, probably get onto this one.
Yep.
Because, honestly, if you like that kind of classic, old school, old Halloween, Dungeons and Dragons metal, then this is right up your alley. I'll go 8.5 out of 10. Blood for Blood was my highlight, and I thought overall it's an enjoyable listen.
Okay, cool. Well, I enjoyed the last one. I was surprised that Tim enjoyed the last one as much as he did, but he really did enjoy it. So I was looking forward to this one, and this one is a bit different to the previous one, but at the same time, it feels like a natural progression for what they're doing now. It doesn't waste any time getting your attention. It's got that operatic and impactful sort of hit going on with it, which is something that Brendan traditionally struggles with. The more classical orientation with the vocals is very clear and present. Me, growing up with a lot of classical music and appreciate the delivery, it hit me in a spot that is, very nice to me. I think the riffs combined with that choral style really present this as a bit different. It makes it leap out from, your traditional sort of power metal in the pack kind of thing. I really do think it adds a bit more drama and a little less cheese, but I'm I might be alone in thinking that. But yeah, I thought it was very nicely done in that regard. That balance was well struck. Same with the balance between the guitar and the synth. I thought it was well done. Allowed the drums and the bass to come through nicely and fill this out, and the vocals over the top, and not so much in the range, but also how the harmonies and the choral aspect was done in that regard. Considering how mid-focused a lot of the tones in this are, this could have been really, really muddy. So credit where due for the production to really separate every individual instrument and performance out. I thought the tones were really rich, and the overall way they did it was, it's hard to pull it off when there's so much going on in the same sort of frequency spectrum, but they did a really good job. I thought, for all the talk of, the classical vocal approach and all sorts of stuff, there's still a nice bit of kick to this one. Got great energy, great tempo. It's in terms of delivery, it's pretty powerful for mine. And by the time you get to the middle ballad in Alive or Undead, that song actually leaps out by comparison we've heard before and after this one as well. So much more stripped back. The vocal style with the more predominant organ was a nicely done sort of touch in the middle there. And it made me think a bit of Ghost, which is where I'm surprised that it didn't hit Brendan as much as I thought it might, because that sort of part there reminded me a little bit of Ghost, which is a bit of an interesting one there. So there we go. You get some different flavors in this one. There's a Celtic spin in Blood for Blood, and that all those different little things make this one fly by pretty quickly. Glaubenskraft being in German was a nice little nod to this one too. And so you got some different points in this one that makes this album not really get bogged down. It's not an overly long list either. It sort of just goes flying by nicely. And I thought they had the touch they did where they've got this, I don't know if it's a shtick or what you want to call it, but the way they bring the choral and the church element into things and make it irreverent at the same time is very well done, very well presented on this one too. I think that it's a band you shouldn't sleep on. If this one doesn't grab you, then I'm with Tim. Check out the previous album, because that one's pretty bloody good too. I reckon this one, though, is a pretty good one to go and check out. I think it's not as easy to do this as it might sound to do. It's actually pretty tricky to pull this off and do it well, but they did a very good job of it, so I really enjoyed this one. 8.5 out of 10 from me. Dancing with the Dead, Varkalaka, I think that's a great track, and also Reverend of Rats, the closer. That was a really nice touch on this one as well. Okay, so here we go. Comments are coming through. What else do we got here? So Darren said Powerwolf also released a lyric video for Blood a couple of days ago. Yes, they did do that as well. Sally said Brendan should consider stand-up comedy. He could do 7-minute slots easy. Very funny. So Brendan, you are the comedian. He's shaking his head. Going, I'm doing that.
I would love to, but I would shit myself. There's absolutely no chance.
Nudes just had a quick listen. Artwork reminded me of Disturbed too much. Okay, that's interesting, but I thought the artwork's pretty cool actually. Darren responded with saying Brendan's review, Captain Feathersword medal. So there you go.
Not bad. I like that.
That's what I'll get you.
Darren's one of my writers. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Jeff gone. I quite like Powerwolf. There's a lot of Blind Guardian Sabaton hiding in there, so there's another Sabaton reference that Tim made a note of there too. But on the flip side, Helen jumped in to say, to my ear, a soundtrack Nintendo game, Legend of Zelda, or Warlord game thingy. So yes, I do understand both sides of the coin in that regard as well. This is going to come down.
It's funny. Both Brendan and I nodded to that, and one of us was like, "Yeah, see, that's terrible," and one of us was like, "Yeah, it's fucking awesome."
Yeah, pretty much.
That's actually that's pretty good. And there's me in the middle. No, fuck it, I enjoyed it anyway. So no, the thing is that it does come down to taste, because you'll actually find the same reference points. It's a matter of how much you like it or not. That's what it's all going to come down to, is how much you actually like this. There's nothing wrong with the execution. I think it's just one of those ones where, yeah, it is purely down to taste. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Hopefully some other people out there as well do. But make sure you give us your thoughts on anything we've listened to tonight, because that brings us to the end of the reviews for this week. And Helen's gone, shit, that's funny. We aim to please. So thank you for joining us with this one tonight. All right, let's get down to the wrap up. Like I said before, time and time again, I say it every time we do these ones, details to follow us are in the description of this one, whether you're watching or listening now, or whatever it is. Whether you're tuning in now live with us, thank you for joining us, or later on, even more, thank you for joining us at your own time when you can. Our next stream's coming up. We have Brad from Massive on Tuesday night, and then on Thursday we have a deep cut session. We're going to talk about Steel Panther, Balls Out for their 10th anniversary. We're going to do that one. We haven't done that one with you guys on the show. We did it when it first came out, but not really since. We're also going to talk about Crown and Times of Grace. That'll be on Thursday. But yeah, to keep up to date, follow us on social media. All the links you need are there in the description or the post, however you're checking it out. And a big thank you, as always, to our fantastic sponsors in Squidding, Screen Printing, Old Colt, and Rockstar Finance. These details, just like ours, are in the post or description, wherever it is you want to find all that information you need to know. If you want to help us directly, check out our Patreon page as well. There's more to come in that regard, and there's a whole lot of stuff there. So just hit the links, have a look, and give us your thoughts as we go along with everything we do. More to come on social very, very soon, but our next special episode will be Metal Church, which we're filming next weekend. And the TV spots we have are 10:30 p.m. Thursday nights on Channel 44 in Adelaide and 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights on Channel 31 in Melbourne. So check us out on TV for a different version of what we do on the platform we have available to us there. But that brings us to the end. So we've got the bin to go to. Is there anything else you guys want to add to this mess before we go to the bin, or are we just going to go straight to the bin?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go to the bin. So, Tim, I've made you wait for the other ones. Let's go to you first for the bin. What have you got for the bin today?
Just people in general. You know, when there's a game that you play with babies, right?
Okay.
And, you know, peekaboo. You know, you cover your face, and you know.
Yep.
The reason why this works for babies, right, is because of their development. They actually can't tell, like, nothing exists in their world that they don't immediately see.
Yeah.
So when you cover your face, they don't know that you're still behind it. They only see what's immediately in front of them, which is no person. Going into this lockdown for the fifth time, and we've seen it in the previous 4 lockdowns, approximately like 40% of the population never advanced beyond this level of reasoning. And their entire worldview is shaped by what is immediately in front of them and nothing else. And if that sounds like you can go get fucked.
Okay. So a little more thought than just on the surface is required to entertain Tim.
No, it's just like, you know, your opinion, like, shouldn't be shaped by immediate gratification.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that. Cool. Well, that's one down. Brendan, what have you got? What are you going to feed to the bin today?
The bin's going to be all about sourcing my immediate gratification. Katie Hopkins and whatever fuckholes at Channel 7 brought the fucking trollop into the country and get...
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what a bunch of gutter trash, and in the fucking world we're living in right now, where people can't visit their families and stuff, you bring this piece of shit into the country, and then she decides to fucking pose and flaunt her fucking quarantine laws, and now she's on a fucking plane out of here again. Go and get fucked. I hope your plane crashes. See ya.
Yep. I'll agree with that one. Also, Channel 7 in general, because they when the penalty shootout happened, did you see? Tim pointed out the original.
Yeah.
Channel
So
7
hang
have
on, let me
four.
clarify. When I say I hope her plane crashes, I hope everyone else survives and everyone's fine, and she is the only one that dies. Let me just clarify.
That's the thing. I don't think that's immediate gratification. I think you're basing that opinion based on, you know, years of experience of.
It's true, but
you know what I mean? Like, this is what
I'll be gratified when the plane crashes. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yes. She's a piece of work, that one, so that one can get in the bin. Mine is a similarly related note. It's the fact that we pay attention to anyone in sports when it comes to their opinion on COVID. Can we just fucking not? Can we just fucking not? And from a Collingwood point of view, fucking Stevenson, he's gone, but he's linked to Collingwood. Pendlebury, and even Bucks today. For fuck's sake.
Bucks just did it too, yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. One coach has said the right thing. Jurgen Klopp, I think it was, said, I'm a coach. I know nothing about it. I'll leave it to the experts to talk about. The rest of you fuckers, get in here. Dane Swan, the fucking lot of you. There's no fucking need for it. Shut the fuck up. It's hard enough as it is with you guys, without you guys rabbiting on and making it worse, because in this country, we revere sports people a little bit too much, as has been clearly evidenced by not having those people have any great depth of thought to their level of doing things. So, in there. That's mine. For fuck's sake, that
also,
was like...
Don't go to people that review heavy metal albums for health advice either.
No.
Don't come here.
No.
We don't have any idea. Like, no idea. Fucking, I trust my sister works in medical fields. I trust her judgment before anyone else that I know personally. She's the one that knows the most about it. That's it. She says something, okay, cool. I don't ask her to do TV. That's my job. Like, that's how it works. We have a society that builds on that. Fuck. Crazy. On that note, Helen's gone, may the force with you, and then also flipped out to Brendan. I've just found my new drinking partner, so there we go on that one with.
Your shot, Helen. Let's go.
But that's it for now. Unless there's anything else you guys want to add to proceedings before we log off for the night.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Nah, go Tigers.
Yeah, well, you guys had a win. We did, so we'll take it as it is. Here we go. Jeff's jumped in with one more sassy comment. Love your work, lads. Another great show as usual. Can't wait for your review of the Osmonds Crazy Horses. I will have to add that to the list.
Yes.
We'll add it to the list. We'll get it done. It's being pushed for. We will answer the call. But I think that's it for now. Back again on Tuesday night is our next stream with an interview, and then our deep cuts session will be on Thursday. Darren's jumped in here with that Caitlyn Jenner shit is deplorable. That was for the same fucking thing. So this big brother nonsense. Yeah, just having people that can't get into the country to see family and having those people prioritised over it can get in the fucking bin. It's just
it's a worry that Caitlyn Jenner is actually more desirable than that other fucking cunt.
Well, yes, that's true, I suppose. But if you can pay for it, it's probably worth your while. But anyway, and Sumo has jumped in to give us a thumbs up as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you all again very soon. Keep up to date with us on television and our streams and on social and all sorts of as well. Heaps is going on. So keep up to date with us. But until next time, I'm Andrew.
Tim.
Brendan.
We'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care of yourself. Until then,
drink up.
Rock on.